Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, which you probably are, my name's Allison. I do a lot of like personal finance and debt payoff journey videos. I mainly started making content on TikTok. Honestly, it started doing well. I think mostly because it's like partially relatable. I feel like a lot of people struggle with their personal finances. And I still do. I'm no expert, trust me. But I am trying to get my shit in order. Today, I thought I would do another video on how I break down my paycheck. Because I feel like a lot of people find it helpful. But also, everybody's different and everybody's priorities are different. So, this is just how I decide like how much I'm putting towards certain things. For reference, I am 27 years old. I'm engaged, so we're planning a wedding. I work in healthcare. I have an hourly salary, or an hourly wage. I say that I make like roughly 73,000 like gross income, right? Gross income. But that sort of varies because I can get overtime. It's not often I get like a ton of overtime, but that does like make my paycheck a little bit variable, like not by much, but I definitely at least get 40 hours. I say roughly 73,000. The first thing I normally would set aside money for is my rent. And this month is a little different because it's currently September. I think I got paid September 1st. Usually, like, I would get 2 paychecks in September. I would save for October's rent. And I would split it up between, like, the 2 paychecks. So from the first paycheck, I would save $500, and then the second paycheck, I would save $400. That's just how I do it and find it the easiest. I don't have to take out, like, $900 from one paycheck. Anyway, this month is different because we paid for September for this apartment that I'm in currently. And then we signed a lease for a new apartment, moving in like halfway during the month. So we paid like the prorated rate for the half of September, and then they wanted like the next first like full month. So we paid October already. I don't technically have to pay rent until November. So for my paychecks in September, I'm not going to be saving any money for rent because I would rather use that money to pay off some of my debt. Like I just have other things to save for. So that's that. I didn't save anything for rent, but normally I would. Starting in October, I have a new job, so I'm getting paid a little bit more. And the way we broke down our bills, to be fair, like I know a lot of people don't like this, but we split a lot of our bills equitably and not equally. So I get paid more, and then especially with this new job, I'm going to be getting paid even more than he makes. So I honestly, and I have no problem with this, like I feel like it's fair. I pay more for like the rent and all that, and he will pay for like some of the utilities, and that's just how it works for us. He also has a lot more debt than me, so until like those things are more even, I really don't mind paying more for the rent. So going forward, even in October, I will be saving a very similar amount for the rent. Moving on. After that, my next like biggest expense really is school. So fun fact, I'm getting my master's degree in healthcare administration, or like healthcare management, which this semester starts today. So exciting. Honestly, I'm pretty lucky because I'm going back to school where I got my undergrad, and they give you an incentive to go back. It's a decent price, and I'm making enough that I'm just paying for it as I go because I do not want to take any more student loans at all. Every paycheck, I save $400 I put it in a high yield savings account for now because I don't pay the bill until like December 1st. So for like 3 months, I save like $800 a month, put it in a high yield savings account, and then I can take it out and just pay for it, so that hopefully while it's sitting in there for at least a few months, I'm getting some interest on it. That goes directly into that account. Like, I set it up so that like when my check gets deposited, it's like these things go a certain place, and then the rest of my money goes into my main account. So that's one of the ones that just goes into the account, so I don't even touch it. So that's for school. I have to keep doing that until March. I have 2 more semesters to pay for, one being December 1st, and then the other one maybe April 1st, I don't know, something like that. That'll be so nice in March when I don't have to do that anymore, because that's $800 a month that is just going away. Hopefully that will help me in the future. I have no idea. Like, honestly, does anybody know what they're doing with their life? No. Am I just wasting my time right now? Maybe, but it's a 2-year program. Again, I'm getting a good deal on it. Whatever. Can you tell? I'm thrilled. Can you tell? The next thing that comes just right out of my account again is me and my fiance have a joint account, also a high yield savings account, and it's in the same account for me, so I can go in and see both of those things. I use Ally for that, by the way. I've had no issues using Ally. I was a little nervous at first because I do keep like a good chunk of money in there, and like I've never heard of this bank before, but I've had no issues. I feel like the only thing to look into is like if you are making, like if you feel like you're gonna need that money more often, then maybe it's not a good idea, because I think you have like transaction limits and like stuff like that. Also, there's like limits when you're taking out money like per day. I'm assuming, like I think you can probably just like call and like ask them, like say, I think the limit's like $3,000 a day to like move. I think. I don't really know. But if say like you were making like a large payment on something and you needed the like $5,000 out of your account, I'm pretty sure you could just like call and they can figure that out for you. But things to keep in mind when like choosing to put your money in a high yield savings account, it's meant to like sit there and not do anything for a while. Next, I'm also my life's been really crazy lately. Like, I don't even know what's going on, but it all happened so fast. But I'm getting a new car, or I move, because I'm moving like 5 hours away. I'm personally saving. I don't get the car, it's on back order. It's a Honda HR-V, like 2024, the new version, whatever. 2024? What did I say? I don't know. It's on back order, so they didn't have the color that I wanted until October. And I knew this about a month ago. So every paycheck since I found out, I've been like kind of putting money into a separate bucket in my high yield savings account, because again, I want this in a high yield savings account where the money can grow while it's just sitting there and waiting, and so I don't feel the urge to like spend that money somehow. This paycheck, I put $300 into that little bucket that I'm saving for money to put towards the down payment on my car, because the more you put down, the less hopefully I will be paying in a car payment every month. I'm still putting like a tiny bit into my Roth IRA every paycheck. I had bigger goals at the beginning of the year to max out my Roth IRA, which that's the goal, but with everything going on and like just the cost of living, I live in Massachusetts, by the way. It's insane here. Like, I don't know how people live, to be honest. Life's just too expensive. It is. If you break it down, like if you get paid bi-weekly, you have 26 paychecks and the limit is like $6,500 for your Roth IRA. The goal would be to put like $230 each paycheck towards your Roth IRA, which, fingers crossed, once I'm getting paid more and don't have to pay for school anymore, I will have a lot more money to be saving and investing. But I just have to hold tight right now, and anything's better than nothing, and that's what like everybody says. I've only been putting, I used to do like $250, and then I brought it down to like $150, And now with all like moving and car and everything like that, I brought it down to just $50 every paycheck. Next is student loans. I put $200 towards my student loans. Again, I feel like I chose this number solely because in the grand scheme of things, like the other things that I've been putting that I've already mentioned are more important. Until September 1st, I wasn't accruing any interest or anything like that. Like it was just steady. I made like one big lump payment towards my student loans, but other than that, I just let it sit there. I should have been paying more, like, or at least like $100 each paycheck while it was like sitting there with no interest, but that is my own problem. The other part of it is like student loans aren't like bad debt is what they say. It's so annoying. And I do have a federal loan, so from what I was looking at, like when I go on, it's saying that my interest rate's like a 4.6% or something like that. So again, as long as I'm making payments towards it, it's still less than like one of my credit cards that I'm trying to pay off. So that's why I ended up putting, I'll talk later about it, but I ended up putting like a good amount towards my credit card from this because the interest is high on it versus like my student loans. When I don't have to pay for school, I'm hoping that I can, like, depending on how much I still owe on my student loans in March, like just start using that money to pay off the loans and hopefully be done with those in like a few months. Next, I divided up. So I wrote out a list of like all my subscriptions and things that are like recurring monthly payments. I look at them, I look like, okay, these ones get paid during like my first paycheck pay period, and like these ones happen during my second one. So I like add those up and I'm like, okay, so this is how much I'll need to save, like put aside for things like, I don't know, like my Hulu. I think my gym subscription comes out in this first part of the month. Things like that. And then I also kind of include my cats into this category because I have all their stuff on like auto deliver from Amazon. Add those together and like automatically come out of my account for these things. And for this first part of the month, it's $80. Then I did put just $70 into my regular savings account, and that was just to bring that up to an even number. I don't have much in just like my regular savings, but I like having a little bit in case I need to like transfer just a little into my like main checking account. That's for like daily emergencies if like it's like, because 2 weeks is a long time. Like I hate getting paid bi-weekly, but like say it's like Wednesday of the second week and I need groceries or something, like I can use that money for that. Lastly, honestly, this was the biggest expense of this pay period was credit cards. Unfortunately, I've just been a little bit not well up here in my noggin and just swiping things on my credit card, and it's not good. So I made a payment of $457.52 to my credit card, and that number's so specific because I like to pay and like have an even number on my credit card statement, so that's why that number is so specific. But that felt good, honestly, it did. Then Labor Day weekend happened and Abercrombie got me. Abercrombie really sucked me in with their sales. So yeah, unfortunately I did end up still putting stuff on my credit card because I'm a dumb idiot. So that brings all of that totaled together is roughly $1,752. Ouch. So that minus like my income gives me $348 left over for the 2 weeks, which honestly is like more than I usually have left over. but somehow it just, honestly, it gets spent super quickly anyway. That's for like gas, groceries, anything else. Like I feel like so many things come up during the week. If you think about it, like get gas once a week, it's like $40, so it's like 80. Groceries, we seem to spend so much money, so that's like another 100 each week. That's already $280. I only have $348 for the 2 weeks, so it's just a vicious cycle. It really is. That's just how I have to budget right now. I really do think like once I'm not paying for school, things will open up for me and like we'll have a little bit more expendable income, and also just be able to save, like actually save for a house and like other things. So everything's fine. Everything's fine. That's my budget for my paycheck for September 1st. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you did, if you made it through, feel free to like and follow if you want to follow my journey and see the rest of my financial journey. Okay, bye!